Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to A Boy and His Dream podcast. I'm your favorite host, Sonny Aigbe. I have special guests in the house today. You will be amazed to see the different caliber of people that we have in the house today. I mean, the house is full. So on my extreme left, we have Damien. And Damien spent 20 years in corporate level, and at that moment, you were, responsible for, capital management.
Yeah, so dealt with human capital management, everything from HR to payroll to the full employee life cycle. Other part of my background is my undergrad is in IT, so I did a lot of computer networking. I held a position at a financial firm as the vice president of IT for several years. It's all about, educating and giving back.
I love it.
Nice.
You're transitioning now. You transition from being corporate level to being an entrepreneur, and we're going to get back to that. And to my immediate left, we have this amazing rapper. He's a musician, Chicago born, Chicago known. His name is the G.
G Get Money. G Get Money from the west side of Chicago.
G Get Money. So
Yes, sir.
Why did cash have to be involved?
Money
There's a
isn't-
motivation there.
Money to me, when I speak, that isn't currency.
I love it.
Money is an exchange. I exchange respect for you. You exchange it for me, and
I love it. You're not only just an artist; you have a heart.
Yes.
A heart of gold, and you rap clean, and you want to change kids' life, and you're so passionate about helping to improve the community. Now you have a team here today.
Yes, sir.
And you. You have over 8 Grammy Awards so far, and then you've opened for so many amazing artists: 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Burna Boy, and then so many other artists that we know that we're going to be talking about them today. And you didn't stop there, and you were on the stage at the United Center this year doing
Yes, sir.
what? What was that?
Oh man, it was a great time. Shout out to WGCI and everybody in Chicago. I opened up for Lil Durk at the United Center. It was sponsored by the Illinois Lottery and Tito's Vodka.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I heard they have more than 20,000 people present, and you were on the stage. I watched the clip. I was like, man, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to meet you. Thank you
Yeah.
for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So on my immediate right, look at him. What a gentleman. What a gentleman. I have Eric here, and Eric is a United States veteran, right? What specialty?
Well, before I even speak, I want to shout out to Mr. Gigi, of course, and also trust the process. Thank you for this opportunity here. But I was actually a bosun mate. I drove aircraft carriers through the Red Sea and over crossing Dubai. So it was being a bosun mate and doing a lot of underway replenishments and things like that while on board the USS Nimitz.
That's crazy. You just make my heart beat right now, just like hearing the analysis on how you do. We have a powerhouse here today. I cannot wait for us to inform our community and our youth on what's possible. That's the reason why we're here today. Because if you look at it, every children have had some sort of discrimination, systemic, racial discrimination, neglect, rejection, and all of that. More especially children from social, low economic, set talks. And then African American kid, mostly affected by that. And I think most of our youth has been misinformed. I think for us to help them move forward, we need to help them rewrite the narrative.
Absolutely.
And help them model that. And I'm going to direct this question to you, Damien. Because if I see you on the street right now, I would not even know that you have a college degree. Because sometimes,
Multiple.
Exactly.
Talk to me.
Multiple. So they say don't judge a book by its cover, because that book that you're judging by its cover might be the content that you need that's going to change your life.
Correct.
So tell me about you, your college degree, what you did, and how can that be used to motivate kids?
I'm from, in Chicago, they consider the low end, 39th and State. I was a Stateway Garden, so I was raised in the projects in South Side of Chicago, spent time between the South Side and West Side. And I was always in a situation where, we were in the, poverty into the neighborhoods and everything, but split time between my mom and dad. So a lot of different dynamics, growing up, but just always had that ability, to retain information and to adapt. And so school always came, kind of easy to me per se.
Okay.
So definitely spent a lot of time in school. I ended up getting my undergrad in computer networking.
Okay.
So my bachelor's in computer networking, and it was just a personal goal. I got my bachelor's by the time I was 20 into corporate America, and then wanted my master's by the time I was 30. So I went back, self-funded myself to go back and get my master's in management. Originally, again, I did IT, but by the time I got to my master's, my thought process had changed where I didn't want to be in one specific industry or one specific genre. So I kind of went with more of a broader scope of getting my master's in management. So that it could be applicable to whatever I was trying to do, So a lot of life skills and a lot of things, through there. But along the way, continue education. I am a certified emotional intelligence coach. I've done the PMP. I've done the MCSE. I've done A+.
You got me
I've
on
done Networking Plus. So I've done a variety of things, and it allowed me to have a lot of different a lot of exposure, a lot of different opportunities.
The broad perspective.
Yes, one of the big things when I was working on my master's is I joined the board of directors for the National Black MBA Association.
Okay.
Very powerful organization, and the thought is that you have to have your MBA to be part of it, but you don't necessarily have to have your MBA to be part of it. And a lot of people wasn't aware of it. One of the strong pieces they had was a program called the Leaders of Tomorrow, where we went into the high schools and we worked with kids to work towards scholarships, work towards getting to college and getting their degrees, and just being able to have some, input and impact on the kids. So, I just try to take all of the different dynamics and the different experiences that I have, and then be able to relate those to the youth and to even sometimes older people. You can resonate with people on any age level, any ethnicity, because a lot of times there's relatable background experiences.
That's right. That's why we want to tell our story so that they can relate. Once the moment you become relatable, the kids can tap into that. That's a healing process for them.
Very much so.
So I'm going to direct the next question to G Money. All right. You know how rapping is, rapping has changed a lot of, perspective about the African American community.
Yes.
Most of the youth think that they have to rap in order to earn a living. What do you think about that?
I don't think they necessarily have to rap. It's just the rap has a big spotlight on a lot of things, and that causes a lot of influence. That's the thing that's being looked at right now. But you can do anything. Just educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't get far because we don't educate ourselves, and we just look for somebody to pull us up to the next level, not knowing what we're doing. For example, I started my own label, and I educated myself on all the terms, all the just everything that makes you a business. A lot of people look to get signed to a business, but no, you have to learn the business.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why did you choose to do your own label instead of depending on someone to sign you?
Because if somebody puts you in a position, they want you to do what they want you to do. I wanted freedom. So if I was able to put myself in a position, I'm able to move and do what I want to do.
So that brings me down to content. The content that you're sending out matters, right?
Yes.
So
Matters.
proper representation is the key.
Yes.
All right. So, okay. Oh my goodness. So let's dive into that real quickly, if you don't mind. All right.
Let's get it.
So, okay. You heard about the controversy about hip hop. Hip hop was not designed. Rapping on hip hop was not designed to destroy us. It was designed to elevate. To help overcome the adversity and opposition that our people went through here.
Yes.
So, how did that change to become violent and hate and killing of each other and stuff like that? And how can we change that? I know it's not going to change overnight. It's gone far. So what can we do to change that? There's so much money involved, billions of dollars involved. I want to hear your own perspective.
Well, I think how we change that is, first and foremost, when you hear something, a song doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's a bad person. They could rap about anything.
True that.
Okay, I don't believe self-expression should be used as, something bad. Like, for example, Lil Durk came from our city. He raps about everything, the drugs, the killing, and then this and that. But that doesn't mean that that's who he is. That's self-expression. Rap is like a journal or a diary talking about things you went through, not things that you are doing at this moment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
There's a difference.
there's a difference. I mean, yeah, you got some out there and some that just talk about what they went through, but that's not supposed to be the influence. So the media is they take their lifestyles and promote their lifestyles, and try to mold, you know, the kids into that, because it's money into us failing. A lot of people don't know that.
So do what we say. If not, we're gonna pull the contract. stuff
Exactly.
Like that. So everyone have to succumb to that.
Exactly. And that's what we're changing with Trust the Process.
Good. So we're gonna come back to the solutions to that, and then which is exactly what you already started as an independent entity. You know, creating your own product and becomes financially independent. No one can tell you how to navigate your own content.
Correct.
So we're gonna get to that, and then going back to my brother here on the left. What's up?
Phenomenal, doing great.
Thank you for serving. And you came from Belize, right?
My family is originally from Belize, and I love that shirt that says "Trust the Process." By the way,
Can I have one of those?
Yes, I can definitely get you one. So this is our clothing line, and
I
our
want to
entertainment
rock
company as
that.
well.
I'm a bodybuilder. I want to rock that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, some PDP attire.
Side note, these two guys and the guys that's coming, they into fitness. They work out
Let's
every
do it.
single day.
Do
We
them
got to
hot
get a
right
gym
now.
session in here too.
yeah.
So bring it in, bro. So go ahead and inspire real quickly. So what motivated you? Talk about how your parent immigrated from Belize, and how did you get into the United Navy, right? What does that mean? What is in there? Why did you even do it? Why did you serve? How can that be used to motivate our children right now? Because that's a huge opportunity. A lot of our kids don't even think that they have to do that. They're looking for a shortcut, but you served. So can you elaborate on that and just enlighten us about that?
Wow, that's a great question.
Yes, sir.
My family came from a country called Belize. A lot of people kind of know it as like Jamaica. It's a third world country. It's by the Yucatan Peninsula, and the currency is really different. The people speak a different dialect. But I love it because when they came here, as yourself coming from another country,
Came from Nigeria, yeah.
coming to America, it's called the United States of America when we all unite, no matter what our skin complexion is. And I would like to say my mom was like the Harriet Tubman. She came from Belize, and she brought hundreds of her family over. And they were now able to go ahead and get their green cards and their citizenship, where they're now working civilized jobs and being upstanding citizens in society here in Chicago and L.A. and New York. And just seeing their hard work and hard efforts, her major thing was go to school, boy, get one education. And it was really important for me.
Is that patois you speak?
I speak a little Creole.
All right.
And it comes out from time to time, but my mother was against it. She didn't want us to speak that language because of how they grew up, barefooted, lacked, and things like that. But knowing that the hard work was where it was, it led me on to wanting to do great things. I always played basketball, right? I guess I didn't have that dream. The Navy was the next best thing after graduating high school, and didn't have that scholarship or wasn't that steward at the time. So I decided to go off into the military that can give me a jump springboard off into my education. So my purpose of going was to get out of my community, because I was kind of getting sucked into the community with the drugs and the community and the gang and just what the community offers, right? But the military was a way out, and jumped on that, and it took my life into another level where I traveled all abroad: Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Malaysia. I mean, I've been all around the world. Then it took me to another career. So
You were globally traveled, you learned a lot, and you utilized the available resources from federal level, and you became a better person today. And do you think that the same opportunity is still available for our people, our youth of today?
Oh, yeah. I have a chief right now. He's lives in Houston, Texas. He just built the home up from the ground. He's my cousin. He grew up on 61st, and him and I, we had the same opportunities, and he's going to retire from the military. So most times when I have a youth or someone that's kind of inspired or instructed to go there next, I like to pass the ball, as we say, as goal-getters, and let them speak to the chief that can kind of give them an insight on what the Navy looks like now and what the benefits of it is now. Because the time I was in was back in 2005. I did 8 years and was able to serve honorably, but they're active, so he can give more of a current insight on what it is today.
I love it. You know what, though? I'm going to need partnership from all four of us. We need to start going to high school to start speaking to these children, man. I think we find a solution.
Yeah.
They need need to hear from people that are relatable.
Yeah, they need to be something that even with the music, because again, G's on my label, Trust the Process, Rap A Lot Entertainment, and we always tell them that you have to evoke an emotion. So when you're talking to kids or you're talking to anyone, when you relate to them, when you evoke an emotion, people don't always remember your name. They don't always remember your face, but they always remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
So you always want to evoke that emotion. So being able to be out into the community, being able to be out into schools, for them to be able to see people that look like them, to see people that have different backgrounds, people that have different experiences, I think that we can really relate to a lot of the youth and a lot of these the people out here that need assistance.
I appreciate that. So I'm gonna throw this next question to you. Since the past few years, things have changed in our community. There are a lot of robbery, a lot of burglaries, a lot of crazy stuff happening right now. And then each time I turn on the TV, most of the people I see are people. Let's call it a spade, brother.
Call it a spade.
I mean, I'm not happy about this. It makes me sad that most people that we see doing this thing is our people. Do you think that it's possible to turn this around? And what do you think? How do you see the future of those doing it? How do you see the future of our people right now in this country with that kind of behavior?
I mean, again, as we kind of talked about, there's a lot of variables that come into play here as far as people's circumstances. I definitely don't judge because I've been in those situations. I've been in the communities. You've been in situations where you've seen people not have the simple necessities of being able to eat, being able to bathe, or to simple things that a lot of people just take for granted. So I don't judge, based on those things. But yes, I do think there's an opportunity for a vast opportunity for improvement. I don't have the direct solution, but I do think it starts by being able to see. Like a lot of them have not seen different. If you're in a situation where you're in poverty and you're in the community, everybody that you know has poverty and they're in that same community, you're never able to expand your scope. There are some that kind of get out where they get the school route or the military or the basketball or, whatever career. But for the most part, that's not the case. As I told you, like my son's birthday was this weekend and some of his friends were, we took him downtown. One of the friends' parent came and she's in her 40s and she was like, wow, this is my first time down here. And it was like, wow, like you've been in Chicago your whole life and you never make it downtown. But I've seen that before. I've heard that before, and so a lot of times people don't necessarily come out of their comfort zone. And so just being able to talk to people to let them know that there's more out here, show them there's more out here, there's more opportunity out here. When we started Trust the Process Entertainment, again, with the thought process, we wanted to get like-minded people together and have a situation where you can still be independent, but we can be consultative, we can be collaborative, we can pool our resources. So what we try to do from our organization is allow artists to be their own individual entity and still have their business and their branding, but be able to provide them with the other, the ancillary things that they may not have and the different resources they may not have. So the change and the things are going to come based on behavior and based on actions and based on engagement with like-minded people like us, and again, the pay-it-forward thought process and philosophy.
Man, that's dope.
Right. Can I elaborate?
Please, yes.
So I agree with him 100%. So if you really think about it, you said the robbing, all of that stuff, but some of us don't have those opportunities to get where other people are. So if you have your back against the wall and you got a family, they feel like they gotta take, right? True. But not to say it's a good thing to do, but I think that we should give people those equal opportunities. That's the lack in our community is we get to a certain level as black people and shut other people out. You know what I'm saying? Me, us.
Go hard, man. Go hard on that.
Yeah.
Go hard. Come on.
We definitely. So it's a lot of gatekeepers in Chicago, actually all around the world. But once they get to a certain level and they see you grinding and trying to get there, they turn the other way, like they didn't come from where you came from. You know what I'm saying? So when he said like-minded people, everybody in this room is the same way. We get to a certain level, now we reaching back. We not where we exactly want to be, but we still helping. We still like, you know what, I got a little bit, here go a little bit.
Come on, let's go.
I got a little bit, here go a little bit. So before I even got with them, around COVID time, me and my partner, we fed 7,000 families. And I had nothing. So I pulled some resources together and fed 7,000 families in Cicero.
I like that. Okay, so that's commendable. It seems like it's now sustainable. If everybody do that, we'll get ahead. What do you think that we can do that will become sustainable without even asking people for a handout. What's sustainable out there? How can we bridge the economic growth in our community to encourage the children? Because I believe that if anyone can create, if you can create, you'll be made. Yeah, creating your own businesses and stuff like that is what's going to help. But sometimes a lot of rejection, involved. You take a business plan to banks, they're gonna reject it. I've been there, done it. Well, I know why I did. I can share with you. You don't even know about me yet, and I'm gonna share with you about where I'm coming from. What drives me daily. The rejection is huge. I think most people are afraid of the rejection. I say, why start when I'm gonna be rejected? It doesn't matter how many times you get rejected. If you get rejected 100 times, it doesn't matter. Do it again.
People fail to realize that no action is an action.
I like that.
Facts.
So people don't want to try it though because they get rejected. I've been rejected more than 100 times. I keep pushing. Eventually, I start creating the things that are gonna work for me.
That's true.
So one thing that I go by every day is actually rejection is a step closer to your dream. If you think about it, you only need one yes. You can get 100 no's.
True.
One yes it change your life.
It's what you need, and you can build on that one. Yes.
And that's why the phrase "trust the process" is everything.
Yeah.
When you speak words, your brain starts to register, and I like to manifest. Manifestation is very real.
Tongue
So when you
is
speak
powerful.
when you speak these words, trust the process. It's like it
It's our mantra.
It does something
it's
to you.
applicable to everything in life. I don't care if you're a student. There's a process to get out of 8th grade. There's a process to get to high school. If you're in a business or you're in real estate, there's a process to evaluate the locations to get your. It goes across, so it bodes well for us, and that's kind of why we embraced it and with the naming of it, because it's across the platform, man. It's just a process. You just have to trust it. A lot of people want to get to the end result, but they don't appreciate the
journey. Yes,
they don't
sir.
appreciate the process.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Same way people don't like to wait for the right time. It's that waiting period that just pisses them off. Nobody wants, The journey is what you need. The journey is what you're supposed to enjoy. It's what makes you. So eventually when you get to where you need to be, it becomes sustainable. But if you abort the journey and get there, you're going to get demoted. You're going to come back to square one. You probably do a few times for it.
Yes, sir.
I used to be a correction officer. You didn't know about me in there. When I was a correction officer in the state of Indiana, I interviewed over 4,000 inmates. I took the job not because of the paycheck, because I want to pay mortgage. I took it. I was curious. I want to know why my people getting locked up left and right. I went in there to say, African mother sucker. They used to tease me, They said, they thought I was there for the money. No, I said, dude, I'm here to figure it out. What's up? I end up interviewing more than 4,000 emails.
Wow.
I compare the cases. It's the same thing. Not being able to overcome their adversity. Not being able to control their emotions. Something happened, you got to revenge. Not thinking about the consequences. Being impulsive. So all these variables just keep adding up and keep adding up and keep adding up. So how can we break that? You have the discipline from the military. What can we do to infuse this value into our people so that they can get it?
Well, it starts with the mindset. It starts with the mindset. When I went to the Navy and I saw the aircraft carrier, I didn't think I could ever drive it. I became the master helmsman. When I had a 530 credit score and I couldn't get that mortgage and couldn't start my own business, it was the mindset. So this room right here has a different mindset. So one of the things that we love to teach our mentees is if you don't go through it, how are you going to grow through it? Right? So a lot of people want the fame or they want the nice clothes. They don't even go in and put the small, simple day-to-day work in to get there.
It's too hard.
So it's the mindset. I believe it starts with the mindset.
Yeah.
And then once we get the mindset, then we can, take them over to the resources so they can know what to do with the resources once they have the proper mindset.
Boom. Right. Because once you hand them the resources without the mindset, they're going to lose it anyway. They're going to throw it away. And that's the resources that could be available for Adam or John or Lil Wayne or whatever. Yeah. But okay, now we have a great start because I'm tired of these setback in our community. So I guess we can find a way out or don't do anything at all. So what is the game? What is the game? What are you gonna do?
So what I like you guys said, a lot of people don't like to go through, or they're impatient. I'm gonna tell you why they're impatient. You go and you see Lil Wayne, nice cars, this and that, nice house or whatever. But a lot of people just see that. They don't see the hard work. We got to start showing them the hard work.
Show them the process, right?
Show them the process. Trust the
process.
So I think relatively, we probably need to start a Facebook page, a social media page that encouraging showing the process. Stop showing just the result.
Exactly.
Show the process. How did you start from point A to point Z? How did you make it? What were your show me your disappointment. Show me your rejection.
Right.
Show me the.
That's why.
That's what happens with a lot of people too. Like even if it's like sports athletes or entertainers, like they're just certain people that you've almost like went through their career with them. Like an example, like for me, I was a huge basketball fan and I love Kobe Bryant. Okay. At one point, I didn't like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But like when his death happened in a situation, it touched me. Like I knew him personally because I saw his process. I saw the high school. I saw the ups, the downs, the NBA, and I think that's relatable. You know, and that analogy with him. But that's relatable to a lot of other things. People see the process. When they feel like they've went with you through that maturation process, there's that connection. There's that
definitely.
You feel it differently. So yeah, we definitely got to show the process, whether that be the Facebook pages you talked about, whether that be some type of vlog, whether that be some type of consistent, appearances, monthly, quarterly, some type of frequency. What happens with all of that, the end part of it has to be consistency. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people start and they don't necessarily finish. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll start and then they don't see the results respected immediately, and then they quit. And then in the other instance, we're talking about some people don't start. So we say iron sharper iron, which you hear very frequently. And with a lot of people that has that thought process, I think we can do something very powerful, man. It's just continue to spread the message, continue to lead by example, continue to pool resources. You know what I'm saying?
So there are a lot of resources.
A lot of things that we can.
There are a lot of resources available. We just need to utilize them. And even if they're slim, it is resources. That's how I did. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I was born in Africa, born out of wedlock. I don't know if you know what that means. Now getting married is being born out of wedlock. In my tradition, nothing is inferior. You come out being rejected, that's me. I used to walk barefooted. The people that let me in was uncle and auntie. They used me to their own advantage. I was that child that was always cleaning up in the farm. I couldn't read and write at 16. You didn't know that. I have a master's degree from Purdue University in accounting and finance, but it never stopped me. I'm one of the most genius person on earth, but I wasn't processed. I wasn't developed because of the adversity that engulfed me back then. So I was given an opportunity to come to the United States. I took it. I came in here. I knew that this is a meal ticket for me. I changed my life up. I went to school. So I've been showing my process. And I didn't just stop there because I succeeded. I started a nonprofit called Born His Dream to give back globally. So right now I'm actively trying to connect with United Nations. I need high power funding so that I can be do high power stuff so that kids, everyone can be benefited. It's not for me. I don't want to drive Ferrari out of it, but I just want to leave an impact so that what I went through will not be in vain.
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to do.
No, that's
it.
That's
and
you.
same thing you guys stand for.
Yeah.
This is why we're yoking today,
And then for us too, like we're part of that and understanding it. I know they've heard me talk about school. You talk about school and some of those pieces. And as far as you getting out, one of the things we do try to communicate to. I'm not gonna lie, school's not for everybody. College is not for everybody. So kind of the things that we talk about, and whether some of the things that we want to do with our non-for-profit when we really get into the position to be able to do funding and things of that nature is some of that pay it forward. I don't care if you're going to trucker school or whatever, carpentry, whatever you're trying to get your license for. We want to do a program where we pay for theirs, and then part of that commitment from them is that once you finish, then you put that money and pay for another person, so that we can create a domino effect in order to help continue to sponsor people to get trades, to get different skill sets, maybe become a realtor. Even in the music thing that we're doing as far as trust the process, for the artists, we teach them that there's more to being an artist. There's a business aspect of it. There are more variables in there just getting in front of a mic and rapping. And then there's also other careers. You can be the videographer. You can be the engineer. You can be the person that's helped coordinating things on the label. We have assistants. So there's so many other roles that people are not, aware of except being the rapper. Or being the athlete. You can be the agent. You know what I'm saying? You can
get paid royalty.
You can get paid royalty. So there's so many other careers growing up, people always wanted, but you want to be a sports person or you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Those were always the careers like those. But, there's so many other opportunities out here. And then even for, the school systems, some of the curriculums, like I didn't really start learning about credit until I was in college. You know what I'm saying? And now we're in a situation where, as my wife and I, our kids, we've instilled that in them earlier. So again, it's to pay it forward. It's the education. It's the exposure. So there's definitely a ton of opportunity out here. You just got to trust the process.
Trust in the process. So,
Yes, sir.
thank you. I almost choked myself.
I love it.
Would you, if you don't mind, I would love the honor of you, rap for a little bit so that the kids can just see what they're working with, something more powerful, or if you want to do what you did at the United Center, you're the voice.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
Let's get it.
Yeah, come back to me.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
All right. Come back to you in 2 seconons. In 2 seconds.
Hey, trust the process, man.
Come on,
Wait a
trust the process. I appreciate it. Just being able to share your perspective about what needs to change and whatever. I want to share this to our youth out there, even young adult. Adversity comes in all phases. Old, young, white, black, Hispanic. Everybody faces all kinds of adversity. I don't care who you think you are. As long as you're a human being, you're gonna face tough time.
And you're gonna fail at some point.
I want to actually speak on that because that actually just touched me because I've been doing music all my life, right? My sister passed away last year in a couple months.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but with that being said, like it's a lot of things that hit us that make us want to quit, that make us want to stop.
Yeah.
The thing you have to do is surround yourself with people that's gonna remind you of who you are.
And the goals of what we try
and everything, because I almost gave up, but my team right here, talking to them every day, gave me the strength to just keep going and going. Because I told myself I'm done. I quit music, and I'm with one of the biggest labels in the world, Rap-A-Lot Midwest /TDP. Shout out to Jay Prince and the whole Texas family. They just believe in us and gave us the opportunity to represent in the Midwest, and we doing that.
That's beautiful. It's always like when you say surrounding yourself with the like-minded people, you have to have a solid pillar by your side because every foundation has to be laid on this solid pillar. So that's just what it is. If your sound's foundation is sound, you can shake, you can rock, but you ain't going down because they're gonna pick you back up. That's where they are. They're gonna prevent that. I'm a firm believer. Show me your team, and I'll predict your future. Just tell me who you working with. Show me your associate, and I will predict your 5 years future. I can do that easily.
Say you take the top 10 people that you're around the most, and basically what their net worth is. If you divide that up, that's typically about what your net worth is.
Amen.
So it's just a fact of team.
I'm still learning on my own. I'm still trying to figure it all out because I'm more based on observation. Sometimes I'm very laid back and observe. Then I'll leave a remark, or sometimes not. Right. So I based on observation. It's quite so because if you still and relax and observe, you see what's in there. Yeah. Sometimes we cannot be still to observe.
Yeah, that was one of the words that you used earlier, and when you were talking about your interviews, impulse. A lot of people are in a lot of situations, based on impulse. And I bet with a lot of the people that you interviewed out of that 4,000 people, some of those impulse decisions might have been minor or they thought was minor, but now you find yourself incarcerated or you find yourself without a job or you find yourself homeless. So a lot of times, being able to talk to people and to have someone to, his impulse, he was quitting music. For us, that was an optional. Like, look, you've come this far, you've invested this.
Let's keep going.
We know things happen because he lost his sister. I lost my brother in July. Last year was a rough year.
Sorry about
that we've lost quite a few people over the last 3 years holistically with us from a label. But we've continued to persevere. We've continued to push forward. Pressure makes diamonds, so we're using that pain to really mold, to really build something that's going to be shining bright for the city of Chicago, and not just the city of Chicago, the Midwest, the U.S. We just want to do things a little bit different.
Appreciate that. I'm gonna give a quick shout out, but you still got to speed that stuff up for me. Give a shout out for your people. Whoever you want to give a shout out for, bro.
Well, of course, I want to give a huge shout out to the Go Getters. guys, we dropped the financial literacy in the middle of our community where we're now going back, buying back the blocks. And I want to give a huge shout out to my mom, right? And my beautiful wife and my kids if they ever get to hear this. And I want to give a major shout out to Gigi, Job Money, because without him, of course, this wouldn't be possible.
Amen. So a big shout out.
Yeah, I like to shout out similar to what he was saying. You know, my wife and kids and family and everybody that supports, and you know, family and friends that are our pillars. My team, you know, all of us, we really been putting this together. We have a lot of other businesses we didn't get to discuss. You know, I have some partners at Comstock. I'm a minority owner of Bourbon, so we have our own liquor. We have our clothing line. There's a lot of different things that we're working on. Our non-for-profit, the Big Homies Club. So, you know, shout out to the whole Trust the Process and Rap-A-Lot Midwest team.
So go ahead, spit it out and shout out.
So first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to TDP, Trust the Process, Rap-A-Lot Midwest,
Man,
Easy, the captain.
Dope.
I want to give a shout out to my moms for everything she going through. I want to give a shout out to my family. Give a shout out to you for having me here.
I appreciate it.
You know, give a shout out to the people behind the camera. I see y'all doing y'all thing.
Yeah, appreciate y'all a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Also want to shout out to my cousin. He has a company called Fab Fun. It's a gaming truck for parties and events. It's like about 14 TVs and PlayStation Xboxes. He'll pull up and you'll have a portable arcade right in your front yard. So shout out to Fab Fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to my partners at S2 Express. You know, we have several restaurants through the Chicago area, and we'll be opening our new location.
Oh, I'll be eating.
So yeah, we open our new location in the Morgan Park area. So so you ready to spit
Spit it all out. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let me see. Since it's at the end, I could cut it out if I mess up. But,
You good? You never messed
all
up.
right, let me see. Look. Only the strongest survive. I got a couple of homies that's ready to slide. I got my head to the sky, hoping that heaven is real. Just give me a sign. I might just run out of time, so I'm not stopping for nothing. I stayed on the grind. I got no feelings, you guys. To tell you the truth, I went up when my sister had died. Mama's so proud of me. I really don't give up. Be doubting me. All right, that's all I got.